Good morning. My name's Natasha Zoe. I'm with JarHead Farms. I'm the chief cat wrangler. Okay, operations. So we bought this cattle farm about a year ago. It's 10.5 acres, and we're changing it over into fruit production. Since Neff Orchard, Morgan's Orchard, has closed in Union, there's not a lot of fruit in this area, and we'd like to try to change that. So as you can see behind us, we're planting blackberries. More than 1,000 plants of blackberries. We're going to eventually have a U-pick farm for blackberries. We're also planting elderberries and serviceberries. The back row, we're going to create a natural hedge with forsythia and Osage orange. Osage orange has been used as a natural hedgerow for hundreds of years. It has really long thorns and it will grow well on the back where it gets some shade. And the forsythia will come up quickly. The two of them will both feed pollinators. So hopefully in another few years we'll be able to get some bees once we have enough food for them. These are our strawberries. We plant onions and garlic with our strawberries. We sell the fresh green onions, and if I don't catch them as fresh green onions, then we end up eating them as regular onions later. And some garlic. And the garlic and the onions help protect the strawberries. Our goal is co-planting, using natural ways to protect the fruit and protect the plants without having to use chemical pesticides, chemical inputs. So for example, the blueberries, every time we make butter, we take the buttermilk that's left over and we give a little bit to each of the blueberry plants. That allows us to lower the pH, which raises the acid, and it gives the blueberries a healthy environment without having to use chemical inputs. Our goal is to have the whole 10.5 acres in 3 or 4 years planted for fruit production, although some of the trees like plums and serviceberries, pawpaws won't have fruit for quite a few years. Elderberry will hopefully give us some fruit in 2 or 3 years. Blackberries next year will be our first big crop. We got our start at Sprouting Farms in Talcott. I was in the second cohort, and we still use some of the tunnels there. We also have some property up at Penn Springs with blackberries and raspberries on it. What fruit we don't sell fresh, we make into jams and jellies and fruit butters.
I'm Stan Loder. This is our farm, JarHead Farms. We've been here for a little over a year now, and we're starting to plant. We hope to plant many berries, all kinds of fruit, to support the community in bringing fresh fruit to the community from the northern part of the state, where it grows better than it does right here locally. And we also use it in our products of our jams and jellies and apple butter. Right now we're planting blackberries. We got those from a local farmer, and Jody, and it's a lot of work. But I did my turn in the United States Army back in the late 60s, and my daughter Tasha is the jarhead. She's a retired Marine, so this place is owned and operated by veterans, and we're proud of that fact because we served, but also because we can help the community, because we have the attitude of putting something back where we took it out from. So that's why we're here. We found a 10-acre farm that we can do what we hope we planned to do, is to raise a lot of fruit.
So I'm Jody Pence. I'm down here with Mark and Natasha's farm, JarHead Jams, and I'm helping them plant their blackberries. They got the blackberries from me. I have my own farm over at Greenville, raising blackberries there. They dug these ditches, and we go through. They dug them just a little too deep, so we go through and pull in the dirt. Get them to about the crown is all you want sticking out. Don't want them too deep. And then after I pull in a little dirt and go through and put in a little sand, because that's what they soil sample analysis said it needed a little bit of sand in it. So we put that in. And then I go through and put the sand in. Then I stick these out every 3 foot. It's about what you're supposed to have. It's about 3 foot. There's about. It's actually a little less than 3, but we got plenty of them. And put them in. I rake the dirt back and kind of smooth it down. And then I go back and rake a row out, make it all nice and pretty. And then about 2 years, they'll bear fruit. They'll get about 20 foot long. Got to have trellises and got to water them and got to take care of them and all that. But for doing this today, for every hour I'm over here helping them, they're going to come to my house in July when I've got so many berries I can't pick them all. And they're going to help me pick.
So this area is a food desert. We don't have a lot of access to fresh fruits and vegetables, and our grocery stores are in excess of a half-an-hour drive away. And in the case of Union, a small grocery store. So we bring fruit. We aggregate fruit from all of West Virginia. We bring peaches and plums and nectarines and cherries down from the eastern panhandle. We bring melons in from the center of the state. We get blueberries from Rennick, and we get blackberries from the Pences in Greenville, and we sell it here. We have a mobile market that goes to rural areas. It will be starting in May. And we take EBT and SNAP Stretch, providing they have more funding, and senior vouchers, and hopefully someday we can get WIC. So our plan is threefold. We're growing fruit. We're purchasing fruit from other West Virginia small-scale farmers. And we also want to put in a community kitchen, eventually going to an FDA manufactured facility where we can do co-packing. We put in a request for a grant for the Specialty Crop Block Grant through West Virginia Department of Ag through the USDA. And we are asking for help to do the last about 20% of the construction retrofit to be able to do a commercial kitchen. We need some help with running the electricity, putting in walls that can be entirely washed, ceiling that can be entirely washed, and raising up the floor so that we can put in floor drains. We'll do that in one of the rooms here in our barn dominium. We have a lot of space. We've been very blessed with this farm, and we would like to be able to use it to make some difference in the community. And part of what we feel strongly about is food access and creating resilience in not just our food security and our financial security for the community, but also being able to process our own fruits and vegetables. And we have space to have canning classes and have people be able to use a community kitchen to can their own fruits and vegetables, and also to be able to make value-added products so that they can also sell their products. Food resiliency. It's a fancy term, but it just means that when things get tight, we don't go hungry. And we don't have to rely on other people. We have our own pantries. And we help each other, neighbors, community. If there's anything that I learned in the Marine Corps, it's that when we work together, we can accomplish more.